Hi guys, today I am finally filming the video I've promised you for the longest time, and it is the best drugstore brow products. And the reason I was putting it off was because I was trying so many of them, and my plan was to make a monster video telling you the best and worst of everything that I've tried, which is probably 30 products. And I was just overfacing myself, and so what I decided to do was break it up into products that are £10 or less and products that are £10 or more. So the £10 or more video I will link below. That's over on my kind of more high-end Spendaholic channel. If you are interested, that is basically the same kind of idea of this channel, but it's non-budget. So I've made that video. You can go and check that out if you're interested in kind of spending a little bit more on your brow products. Or you can keep watching this one. I suggest both. You can keep watching this one, and this is £10 or less, and so that's how I've kind of split it up. If you would be interested in making kind of the worst brow products video, then I will, but the problem with that is that it's so specific to the person, and the things that make a brow product great for me might make it really, really terrible for you. So it's one thing kind of recommending something to you, and it's another thing warning you off something that you might end up loving. So if you're interested, I will make that, but I thought I would just kind of start with the positives. So let's start with the traditional pencils. I have two here, one from LOreal and one from Rimmel. The LOreal is the Super Liner Brow Artist in blonde, and the Rimmel is the brow pencil, professional brow pencil in hazel. I love them both. They both have a very, very similar texture. I prefer something to be dry, a little bit firm, not too soft, not too waxy. Hate a waxy eyebrow pencil. Some people love them, but I have very, very sparse eyebrows, so it's very, very tough for me to find the right formula. And that's the main thing. Formula and colour, to find that perfect combination that marries together and makes just everything perfect is so, so difficult, and that's why this brow product video was difficult to put together, because I've tried so many things in the pursuit of finding the ultimate brow pencil. And I think probably my favourite regular brow pencil has to be the L'Oreal. The colour of this one is really, really good. It's kind of a taupe. It's not as warm. The brow pencil from Rimmel unfortunately is just too warm. Apparently there is a blonde one. I'm yet to find it. If you know where I can buy one, please let me know. But this is hazel, and it's just a little bit too golden, and it's such a shame because it's so affordable. And when I was brunette, this was perfect. Obviously not this particular one, but the brunette shade. But as a blonde, hazel is just too warm a colour. But the texture is great. This particular one actually comes with a wax pencil on the other end, which was the first thing that I kind of noticed about it, because I thought if you've got wax pencil on one end, it means that the coloured end is not going to be waxy, and lo and behold, it wasn't. So the texture of this one is probably one of my favourites of this entire bunch, but there's lots more to tell you about. So moving on, I have 4 pencils that are more like technical pencils, so they twist up, and these are they. I'll start with the 2 that are most similar, which are the Collection. All of this is rubbed off. What does it say? Eyebrow Definer, Lasting Colour in Blonde, which is number 3. I actually don't have any of this left, but it twisted up, and the fact that I have none of it left tells you that I used it all. I really liked this. It was a little bit too waxy for me. That was my only, just a touch. I would have liked it to be a little bit drier, that was all, just a touch too waxy, and for most of you, you'll probably love it. But the colour was really, really good. It was kind of that almost green golden colour because it was so ash. It wasn't warm at all. Really, really, really liked this one, and again, very affordable. And the other one I have here, again, a little bit too waxy, but the colour was good. This was a little bit darker, not as ash, but again, one that I would definitely use, and it's the Avon Glimmerstick Brow Definer in, again, blonde. And it just twists up the same way. But this one was really, really nice. More waxy than the Collection one. This is going to be so difficult to kind of explain. This one was slightly waxy. This was like waxy and a half. But yeah, really, really liked this one as well. Potentially would repurchase. And then the other 2 are probably my favourites of the bunch in the pencil category. I have kind of one other category that's a bit of a random one that was recommended by someone here, and I really, really like that one as well. But these 2 have kind of double-ended properties. So the first one is the Soap and Glory Archery Brow Tint and Precision Shaping Pencil. And again, I think this is in Love is Blonde is what this one's called. So one end has this felt tip, which is really, really nice. I really, really like this. It kind of, on those days that I just want a bit of a natural brow, which is not all that often, but on those days I can just kind of fill my brows in with it, and it just tints them because they are quite sparse, they are quite light. And I just need a little bit of colour and a little bit of filling in and definition, and that is amazing. And then the other end, I have a bit of an issue with. Really like it, quite dry, not waxy at all really, Although lots of people have said it's a waxy pencil, I don't find it to be. Ugh, it just crumbles. It drives me mad. Maybe it is a little bit waxy, but not too much so at all, otherwise I really wouldn't like it. But it's basically hollow. It's like a tube of product. And so as you use it, it just crumbles and it drives me insane. I just wish that it wasn't hollow. That's the only thing that I can think of as to why it crumbles, is because it's got nothing supporting it on the inside of it. Why it's hollow, I have no idea. Why did they do that? The product itself is really, really good, but the actual packaging and the way that it is formed completely lets it down. So I really, really like this, but I use the tint more purely because the brow pencil, much as I love it, it just falls apart. So that's something to bear in mind, because that's one of the more expensive ones of the bunch. A much less expensive one is the MUA Luxe Power Brow Shape and Highlight, and the colour I have is Fair. This I have an equal problem with. On one end, this one has a highlight, which is actually quite nice. Don't really use it very often, but it is nice. Not chalky at all, actually a decent thing worth using, because I've tried a lot of different things where the highlight on the other end is just awful. But this again falls apart. This product, I can maybe... No, I can't twist any of it up because I think all of it's fallen out at some point. But this product, every time I opened it, I was like, where is it? And it was in the lid. It was falling out into the lid, so I had to put it back in here. And then the other day when I went to open it, it just kind of looked like it had all disappeared. So I think at some point it's gone into the lid, never to be seen again. So again, it's let down by the actual packaging, because the product itself is really, really good. Not too waxy. I think I have a whole video actually on this. And for the money, and just generally, it is a really, really good product. So the last thing I want to mention was a bit of a random one that was recommended to me by a viewer, and I tried it and really, really liked it. And it is the Maybelline Colour Tattoo 24 in Permanent Taupe. Because I kept saying there were no like ashy coloured or taupe coloured brow pencils that I could find that I liked and all this. And she said, you should try this. And I really, really like it. It is a little bit grey. It's going to depend on how you feel about, you know, each individual brow product as to how you feel about this. This is actually quite dry and it lasts a really, really long time. But it's also very, very ash, like bordering on grey. If you had grey hair or like mousy hair, or, you know, just very, very ash hair, with very few golden tones, you will probably love this. I really, really like it. When my hair is very, very blonde like this, I can get away with it. When I do have warmer tones in it, it looks a bit off. So just bear that in mind. But I really like this. Very, very long wearing. Absolutely ash. And it's worth mentioning because I think these are about £4.99 and you'll get a serious amount of product for that if you're using it for your brows. They were my favourites from the drugstore. I will do and not so favourites if you're interested, but I hope this was useful. I hope for those of you that I've been promising this video for a while and you've been asking me when it's actually going to come, I hope that it was everything you hoped for and I gave you enough information. But if not, please let me know. If you've got any questions, I will try to answer them or do a follow-up, and I'll leave as much information in the info bar as possible. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my higher end version, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!